We're counting down the 10 Ontario towns where home prices are so low, you'll think it's a scam. With the provincial average near $781,500, these towns offer sticker prices that defy belief, sometimes less than half the norm. From historic cities still below Toronto's costs to remote communities where ownership feels within reach, this ranking reveals where the deepest bargains and toughest trade-offs really lie. Which town takes the top spot for jaw-dropping affordability? Let's begin with number 10. Kingston opens the list at number 10, standing as a historic city where home prices still lag far behind the Toronto area. In 2025, the average residential sale price here is about $638,299, according to RE/MAX. For many, that's a steep number, but in a province where the average tops $780,000, Kingston's market feels almost accessible. Anchored by Queen's University and a major hospital network, the city offers a steady base of public sector jobs and a vibrant downtown lined with limestone buildings. Residents enjoy waterfront parks, acclaimed restaurants, and a calendar full of festivals, all without the relentless price pressure of the Greater Toronto Area. The city's housing market is shaped by a mix of students, government workers, and families looking for that elusive balance of amenities and affordability. While Kingston's prices aren't the lowest on this list, its blend of history, employment stability, and city comforts make it a rare find for buyers who want more than just a bargain. The deeper discounts start from here. Windsor lands at number 9, where the average home price sits around $570,469, according to CREA's September 2025 data. That's a full step below Kingston, and for Southern Ontario, it stands out as a rare pocket of value. Windsor's story is written at the border. Just across the river, Detroit's skyline looms, and the two cities remain tightly connected by trade, daily commutes, and family ties. The backbone of Windsor's economy is auto manufacturing, with assembly plants and parts suppliers providing thousands of jobs. This cross-border industry brings steady employment, but it also means Windsor's fortunes can swing with every contract negotiation or market downturn in the auto sector. While the city's housing market doesn't see the same bidding wars as Toronto, prices here are shaped by the push and pull of manufacturing cycles and U.S. demand. For buyers, Windsor offers the amenities of a mid-sized city, parks, waterfront trails, and a growing food scene, without the price tag found further east. Still, the local market carries a note of caution. When factories slow down or borders tighten, housing demand can cool quickly. For those willing to ride out the ups and downs, Windsor remains one of Ontario's most affordable entry points to home ownership. Sarnia sits at number 8, where the average home price is about $527,000, noticeably below Windsor, but still a world away from the sticker shock of Toronto. The city stretches along the St. Clair River, its skyline shaped by the massive petrochemical plants that have powered the local economy for generations. Here, steady jobs in refining and chemical manufacturing have kept the market grounded. Unlike the boom and bust cycles of some southern Ontario towns, Sarnia's housing prices are tempered by a slower population growth and a job market that rarely draws big waves of new arrivals. Waterfront parks and lake breezes offer a reminder that this is still a city with natural beauty, but the industrial core is always close by. For buyers, the value is real. Homes cost less than half the provincial average. Yet there's a flip side. Insurance premiums can be higher near heavy industry, and some buyers worry about future cleanup costs or environmental risks. Sarnia offers a stable, affordable choice, but it's a place where industry and home life are always intertwined. Greater Sudbury stands out in Northern Ontario as a city where a family-sized detached home averages around $501,282 in 2025, less than two-thirds the provincial norm. The city's roots run deep in mining. For decades, nickel and copper pulled workers from across Canada, and today, Vail remains one of the largest employers in the region. But Sudbury has grown beyond its resource town past. Healthcare, education, and public services now anchor the local job market, bringing a stability not always found in single industry towns. That mix keeps demand steady, but without the bidding wars seen further south. Affordability here is tied to the city's economic rhythm. Mining jobs can be lucrative, but they rise and fall with global commodity prices. Families moving to Sudbury often find larger homes and bigger yards for less, but also face the reality that the local economy can slow when metal prices dip. The city's population growth is modest, and while there are new developments, the resale market stays balanced. For many, the trade-off is clear: a more affordable home, but with the understanding that prosperity in Sudbury is closely linked to the mines and the cycles that shape them. For buyers seeking space and value in a true regional center, Sudbury offers a rare combination. Just be ready for a market that moves to its own beat. North Bay claims the number 6 spot, offering a rare mix of urban convenience and affordability in Ontario's north. In 2025, the median price for a detached home sits around $475,000, comfortably under the $500,000 mark and a notch below Sudbury's average. What sets North Bay apart isn't just the price, but the stability woven into the city's fabric. The local economy is anchored by major institutions: CFB North Bay, a Canadian Forces base that brings steady government payrolls; the North Bay Regional Health Centre, one of the largest employers in the region; and 2 post-secondary campuses, Canadore College and Nipissing University. These anchors draw a steady flow of students, healthcare workers, and military families, helping to buffer the market from the sharp swings seen in smaller or single-industry towns. North Bay's airport keeps the city connected, offering regular flights to Toronto and beyond. For many, that means less isolation than other northern communities and more options for work or travel. The city's size brings a wider range of services and amenities, and shopping, cultural events, and even a modest downtown nightlife. Winters are long, and the job market isn't as broad as in the south, but the city's institutional backbone provides a level of economic security that's hard to find at this price point. For buyers seeking value without giving up the feel of a real city, North Bay stands out as a practical, affordable choice, proof that the right combination of public sector jobs and regional infrastructure can keep prices grounded. The bargains get even deeper as the list moves into smaller, more rural territory. Bancroft holds the number 5 spot for a reason. In a province where the average home price hovers near $781,500, this rural town and its surrounding area routinely offer detached homes for well under $500,000. That sub-$500,000 tag isn't just a rare find in southern Ontario, it's almost unthinkable in most of the province's cottage country. But Bancroft's affordability comes with its own rhythm. The local real estate market is shaped by the seasons, not just by economic cycles. Spring and summer bring a surge of listings as cottagers, retirees, and remote workers look to buy or sell. By late fall, the action slows, and properties can linger on the market well into winter. This seasonality isn't just a footnote, it's a core feature. Buyers hoping for a quick flip or a fast resale may find patience is required, especially outside peak months. Bancroft's draw goes beyond price. The town sits at the edge of Ontario's highlands, surrounded by lakes, forests, and winding roads that fill with tourists each summer. That influx drives demand for both year-round homes and seasonal cottages, but it also means the pool of permanent residents and permanent buyers is limited. The local economy leans on tourism, small business, and a growing retiree community. There are fewer big employers, and amenities are modest compared to larger centers. For those who value quiet, nature, and a slower pace, Bancroft offers a compelling package. But anyone tempted by the low sticker price should know, in a seasonal, rural market, liquidity can be as much of a challenge as affordability. The deals are real, but so are the trade-offs. Deep River, tucked along the Ottawa River in Renfrew County, offers a different kind of affordability, one shaped by geography as much as price. In October 2025, the average home here sells for about $457,000, with most listings hovering between $438,000 and $455,000. That's a steep discount from the provincial average, but not quite the rock-bottom territory seen further north. The town sits about 135 kilometers northwest of Ottawa, close enough for a determined commuter, but far enough to escape the capital's price gravity. For many, the appeal lies in Deep River's quiet streets, abundant green space, and the sense that nature is always just beyond your doorstep. The housing stock is mostly older, with detached homes and townhouses built before the 1960s, solid but often in need of updates. Most residents own their homes, and investor activity is limited, which keeps the market stable, but also means fewer quick flips or bidding wars. Inventory is thin, with around 40 homes on the market at any given time. That limited pool can be a blessing for buyers looking for a slower pace, but it also means choices are slim and the right house may take time to find. Amenities are modest, and most errands require a car. For those willing to trade big city convenience for a quieter, more nature-centric life, Deep River stands out as a rare pocket of value near the Ottawa corridor. Just be ready for a market where patience and a willingness to compromise often pays off. Thunder Bay takes the number 3 spot, offering one of Ontario's most surprising combinations: big city amenities at a price that seems almost out of step with the rest of the province. In the second quarter of 2025, the median price for a single detached home lands around $365,000, according to CREA. That's less than half the provincial average, yet Thunder Bay stands as a true regional hub on the north shore of Lake Superior. The city's economy is anchored by its status as a transportation and medical center for all of northwestern Ontario. With a deep-water port, major rail lines, and a regional airport, Thunder Bay connects remote communities to goods, services, and specialized healthcare that would be out of reach elsewhere. This role as a service center keeps the city's population steady and supports a range of jobs in logistics, education, and healthcare. Buyers here find a real urban experience: universities, hospitals, shopping districts, and a growing arts scene, all at prices that seem closer to small-town Ontario. The city's housing stock is a mix of post-war bungalows, mid-century homes, and newer developments on the edge of town. For families and first-time buyers, this means a wide choice of properties below $400,000, often with generous yards and mature trees. The catch is that Thunder Bay's remote location brings its own set of challenges. Travel to major southern markets is costly and time-consuming, whether by car or plane. Winters are long and harsh, and some older neighborhoods require more upkeep, with higher heating bills and the need for regular maintenance on aging homes. For those willing to trade proximity to Toronto for affordability and space, Thunder Bay offers a chance to put down roots in a city that feels substantial, without the relentless price pressure of the South. The deep discounts here set the stage for an even steeper drop as the countdown continues. Sault Ste. Marie lands at number 2, offering a price tag that seems to belong to another era. In the third quarter of 2025, the median price for a detached home sits around $335,000, according to CREA. That's less than half the provincial average, and it puts full home ownership within reach for buyers who've been sidelined in bigger markets. The city's story is tied to its industrial backbone. Algoma Steel, the largest private employer in town, has shaped both the skyline and the local job market for generations. Recent investments in plant modernization have brought a measure of stability, but the city's economy still leans heavily on manufacturing, healthcare, and public sector jobs. Affordability here isn't just about the sticker price. Sault Ste. Marie carries Ontario's highest municipal property tax rate, 1.79%. On a $335,000 home, that's nearly $6,000 a year, a cost that can catch newcomers off guard. While the monthly mortgage payment might look inviting, the true carrying cost includes taxes, insurance, and higher winter heating bills. The city's northern climate means long, cold seasons, and older homes can require more upkeep than buyers expect. For families priced out of southern Ontario, Sault Ste. Marie offers a real urban experience: hospitals, colleges, shopping, and a network of parks and trails along the St. Mary's River. The pace is slower, and the sense of community runs deep. But the trade-offs are real: fewer large employers, a smaller resale pool, and a job market that doesn't always match the ambitions of younger workers. For those willing to do the math and look past the headline price, the Sault stands as one of the last places in Ontario where a single-income household can still buy a house. It's a deal with fine print, but for the right buyer, it's not a mirage. Rainy River sits at the very edge of Ontario, both geographically and in terms of home prices. In 2025, the median price for a house here is just $240,000 to $260,000, less than a third of what buyers face in most of the province. The town itself is tiny, with a population of 807 according to the last census, and it hasn't grown since. This is a place where the main street ends at the river and the US border is a short walk away. The affordability is real, but so are the trade-offs. Rainy River's market is defined by its remoteness and its size. There are usually only a handful of homes on the market at any time, sometimes just a dozen or two. Sales volume is low and properties can linger for months, even at these prices. For buyers, that means less competition, but also fewer choices and a slower path to resale if plans change. The local job scene is limited. There are no major employers and few new arrivals. Most residents work in small businesses, healthcare, or drive to nearby towns for work. Public services are basic. There's a grocery store, a school, a health clinic, but little beyond that. For anything specialized, medical care, shopping, even some government services, residents travel hours east to Fort Francis or south across the river into Minnesota. The nearest city with a hospital or big box stores is a 2-hour drive away. Winters are long, and the pace of life is slow. In Rainy River, the biggest events are often community dinners or fishing tournaments on the river. What keeps prices so low isn't just supply and demand, it's the reality of living far from Ontario's economic engines. There's no surge of investors or out-of-town buyers, and the housing market moves to its own rhythm. For those willing to trade urban convenience for peace and quiet, Rainy River offers a chance to own a home for less than the price of a Toronto condo down payment. But the bargain comes with a warning. In a town this small, a house is more than an investment. It's a commitment to a way of life and to a community where every neighbor knows your name. The price tag might seem unbelievable, but here, it's simply a reflection of just how far off the beaten path you're willing to go. From historic Kingston at just over $638,000 to Rainy River's astonishing $330,000 average, this countdown has revealed the true extremes of Ontario's housing market. The gap between these towns and the provincial average, over $450,000, shows just how uneven home prices can be. Across all 10 entries, one pattern stands out. Affordability is rarely accidental. Towns with the lowest prices are typically far from major metro areas, have slower population growth, or rely on single industries. Yet, even the most shocking deals, like Sault Ste. Marie and Thunder Bay, come with trade-offs, from colder climates to limited job markets. The ranking was based on verified 2025 sale prices, local economic realities, and the genuine risk-reward equation for buyers. Ultimately, these towns prove that cheap in Ontario is possible, but it's always tied to location, lifestyle, and local opportunity. The real lesson? In Ontario, low home prices aren't a scam, but they do reflect real-world choices that every buyer needs to weigh.